Hey everybody, welcome to another video on the Outdoor Generalist. Today I am supposed to be getting some work done, but I'm extremely unmotivated to do so. So what I'm going to do instead is bring you guys a review of the Ruger Mark IV. Now this particular model is the Ruger Mark IV Target with the heavy barrel on it, and there are a lot of reasons why I really like this handgun. And we'll get to some of those in a minute. But first off, let's do some shooting. So I've got some steel out here at about 15 yards. We'll start off on that big steel plate and put a couple shots on it. The hits you see on there already are from an air gun. This will make a little bit bigger splat. There we go. And I need to get some new targets set up down there because they're not staying straight or anything. But this will work for today. Oh yeah. All right, let's move over to the spinners. Now I'm just pulling. There we go. I need to set my target back up. Alright, and there's the first 10 shots, and she locks open on the last one. Magazine ejection is stout. It's actually got an ejector spring in here, and I might be able to show you, yeah, right here. It's actually got a little spring-loaded tab that ejects that magazine extra hard. I can even flip the gun upside down, and that magazine shoots out of there pretty good. This makes for super fast mag changes. So you get done, pop out the mag, slip in a new one, and drop the bolt, and you're good to go. Let me get my targets set back up down there, and we'll shoot through this next magazine. See if I can hit that little one. Nicked it. Okay, now, this gun is pretty reliable overall, but once in a while, we do have some jams. It's very rare with this gun, though. It's kind of a miracle that I caught one of these on camera, because it happens about once in every couple of 100 rounds. But of course, it's no big deal. All you gotta do is dump it out and drop it again, and you're good to go. I'm aiming for that little one, but I'm missing it. Again, I'm at about 15 yards. Okay, one of the reasons that I'm having a little bit of a hard time on this is the trigger, and we'll talk about that. Yeah, there's that big one, no problem. Oh. Okay, now what you saw there was another one of the issues that I have with it, and it is 100% me. Where my thumb likes to ride when I'm shooting this gun is right on that slide stop. So, when I'm shooting, and I don't have to be putting very much pressure on that at all, and it should lock open on the last round, just the slightest bit of pressure on that slide stop, and it won't lock open on the last shot. It doesn't take much at all to keep it down there. So maybe a little stiffer spring on this, especially at that lower end, would do some good. I'm going to take a second and reload my mags. The gun did come included with 2 magazines, so I'm going to reload these, and we're going to switch over to some paper targets and do some grouping with a couple different types of ammo. Alright, we are at 10 yards now, and the first up in the ammo that we're going to shoot here at the Shoot and See targets is the Winchester 36 grain copper coated hollow points. Yeah, this stuff right here. Readily available at most Walmarts and sporting goods stores. Pretty cheap stuff. I don't have a lot of it left because the Aguila is actually cheaper for me when I order it through Midway USA usually. So here we go. I'm going to take my time on this target here. We're going to go for the top left-hand target. And I'm using a 6 o'clock hold on that orange bullseye. hold that one low. Okay, and you can see I did it again, riding that slide stop a little bit. Let's move on to the Aguila ammo that we were just shooting at the other targets a minute ago. And I'm going to make a conscious effort not to ride the slide stop this time. We're going to go for the bottom target there. Again, shooting at a fairly rapid pace, but taking my time trying to pull off the shots accurately. Alright, not a bad little group there at all. The last ammo we're going to test through this gun today is the Aguila 22 rifle match. This stuff has been really good in my long guns. They also do have a pistol match, but I have not purchased that one. This is a 40 grain full lead. These are usually wax coated. Let's go ahead and shoot this last group here on the paper, and then we'll get back to the steel a little bit. Here is, right away, one of the problems I have with the non-copper coated ammo. It's soft enough that the edges of the chamber can catch that bullet sometimes, and we get a failure to feed. So let me, there we go. Just a little bit of manipulation of the slide fixes that one. We'll see if we get any malfunctions while it's running here. Yeah. First shot, we've got that same malfunction. Just pulling back the slide a little bit and letting it go seems to fix it. That was all me. Okay, we've got a stovepipe there. It did have one in the chamber, but the empty stovepipe. Okay, and I rode the slide stop again, as I seem to be doing most every magazine. That was not a great showing for the 22 rifle match. I think it's a little better than that, and my shooting was just a little bit off. Give me a second, let me paste up those targets, and we're going to give it another shot. I've actually only got 9 rounds left in this box of the rifle match, so we'll just shoot 9. One thing I should probably tell you about magazine loading with this particular gun. Magazines are really easy to load. You can sit here and press down and feed them in from the top. Actually, with this particular round, you really can't, because the soft point is so grippy on these that it's gripping right into the magazine. but it's got this little knob built into the side, and you can pull it down, just like that, and then you just have to drop them into the top, and it's super easy, and it works really well. Okay, first one fed okay. I am gonna again make a conscious effort not to get my thumb on that slide stop. Let me ride it a little higher this time. Okay, blew off some of my stickers, but I think you get the idea that this is some pretty decent ammo after all. And for some reason, that round I did not have a single failure to feed when I had 3 on the last one. Funny and weird. Could have been the magazine, I suppose. I kind of doubt it. Anyway, let's take a closer look at those groups and then we'll shoot some steel. I'm not going to measure these groups or anything because they are far from scientific. I was shooting offhand, of course. But you can see that this gun is capable of some pretty decent shooting. When I really slowed down and took my time and used a really good proper hold, you can see what it did there. It's probably about 2 inches at 10 yards standing. That's not bad at all. Very happy with that. This is the main lot of ammo that I shoot, and with the proper hold that I now realize that I wasn't doing that first time, I probably could have tightened that up quite a bit. It was interesting to note the point of impact shift between the Winchester white box and the Aguila ammo, which all seems to shoot just off to this side, just a hair. Now, these are adjustable sights, and this is just how I have the sights adjusted right now. Let's get back to shooting. All right, I'm here, I'm at like 8 or 10 yards this time, and we're gonna do some much quicker shooting. I'm gonna try to keep my good grip this time, and we'll see how fast we can get some hits on target. All right, there's one mag. And let's do another. There's that little one. All right. And we're empty. Let's get down to the bench and we'll go over some more details on this Ruger Mark IV. So, first, things I like about the Ruger Mark IV. It has excellent bluing on the barrel. It's deep, it's a high polish, it looks really nice. Second, they include 2 10-round magazines from the factory. And that's a great thing because you're going to want to be shooting this a lot. And to have to stop and reload 10 rounds every time you want to shoot is kind of a hassle. So they include 2 10-round magazines from the factory. Always a great thing, in my opinion. Third thing, the magazine ejection. This actually has a built-in magazine ejector and ejector spring. Check out how good that shoots out. I'm going to do that one more time here, and it's probably going to slip out since I have it at a down angle. Yeah, it just shoots right out. And that is because there is a plunger right here that actually kicks the magazine out harder. And if I were going to take off the grip panels, I'd show you that assembly under here. Not necessary that I do that, so I'm not going to take it all apart, but there it is. And it shoots them out really well, loaded or unloaded. Mag changes are quick. I mean, lightning quick. There, that's it. Mag changed. If the slide is open, same thing. You got a quick mag change, and you're on to the next. Ready to go. Next thing I like about this gun is the grip angle. Now, it is not like the grip angle on any of my other guns, and you might say that that is a con to it. But for me, that's not. I like it. It's unique. It fits really well in my hand. Yeah, some people are going to say, oh, don't worry about how it feels in your hand, just shoot it. I like guns that feel good. This one particularly rocks for me. One thing I like and sort of dislike, this magazine ejector sticks out quite a ways. For quick reloads, that's really nice. For sticking it in a holster or just manipulating it around in your hands, just doing this review so far, I have accidentally shot out the magazine several times. And it's landed on the floor, it's landed lots of places because that ejection is so strong and that button sticks so far out, it's just really easy to be not even paying attention and you hit the thing. So that's both a pro and a con. Next thing I love about it, adjustable sights. Fully adjustable, and they're click adjustable. So you've got elevation right up here and windage on the side. Super easy to adjust. You can do it with your fingernail. Alright, I said you could do it with your fingernail, and I tried, and it's a little stout for that. But you get a little screwdriver in there. They're really accessible, really easy to adjust. Trying to think if there's any more things I like about it. Oh yeah, the number one big reason that I love the Ruger Mark IV over the ones before is disassembly. You put the safety on, eject the magazine, and you push a button in the back, just like that, and it hinges apart, and it's got this catch in the front. That is so much simpler than the models before, and if you have never shot one of the Ruger Mark series pistols before, you're not going to fully appreciate how horrible they were to do before. There was a... Let me snap it back together here so I can talk about this. There was a strap on the back here, and I believe it served as the hammer spring as well, right in here. But you had to lift up a mechanism and then pull. This pin that you can see here was attached to that, and it pulled out. And anyway, it was a huge hassle. Getting it back together was equally a nightmare, and this is so vastly superior. Every single review you see on the Ruger Mark IV of anybody that has shot the ones before, you're going to hear that mentioned. The last thing I'm going to tell you right now that I love about having the Ruger Mark IV, not anything to do with it itself, is that this line of guns has been around so long. My grandfather has a Ruger Mark I, and I borrowed it from him, bought a couple extra magazines, and took second place in a .22 pistol competition with it when I was just a kid. So the Ruger Mark series of pistols also kind of has a little bit of a nostalgic quality to me. Few things that I dislike about it, and it's going to be a pretty short list, but they are there. The trigger is not great. It's probably, and this is just by feel, I do not have a trigger scale, so I can't tell you. I'm guessing it's about 8 pounds. And it is long and creepy, and it is not conducive to accurate shooting. The reset is, it's not bad. It's, you know, it's whatever, it's a trigger. But the stock trigger that it comes with is not great. The other thing, and you might have noticed it just a second ago, that I really hate about this gun is that it has a magazine disconnect. So you take out the magazine, try to pull the trigger, no beans. I hate nanny features. I don't even like that this has a manual safety, to be honest with you. It doesn't need one, especially with a trigger this heavy. But anyway, magazine out, you can't pull the trigger. Magazine in, click. So anyway, that's just a little bit of a gripe there. The trigger and the magazine trigger disconnect. What else is there not to like? Oh, the slide stop. This thing is super easy. If you just have your thumb sort of rested right in there, which is kind of where mine just naturally wants to fall. Look at that. It doesn't lock open because there's not enough up force on this slide stop. Even with just the slightest amount of pressure with your thumb, like not even much at all, just sort of resting it there, it doesn't actuate. Now I let it up, and of course it clicks right in. So anyway, that's just a minor gripe, and mostly me. If I have a good shooting form where this thumb is pointed forward and this thumb is on top of it, I don't have that problem. Usually I kind of shoot this gun sloppy, because you can, and I end up not having the bolt hold open on the last shot. But that's just a minor gripe. Okay, enough of my rambling. Some conclusions, because this video is getting a little long. The Ruger Mark IV is a great choice if you're looking for a pistol to plink with, to hunt squirrels with. It does have a spot where you can mount a rail and an optic, so that's an option. It's great if you want to compete with it. It's got the heavy barrel, it's accurate, it's everything you could possibly want in a .22 handgun besides being lightweight. It is just a little bit on the heavy side for a .22 pistol, but it's still, you know, it's comparable to any metal handgun. This thing is an absolute pleasure to shoot, and I have a really good time with it. And anytime folks come over and they just want to shoot guns, this is one of the first guns that come out. It is also one of the first guns that come out when I'm teaching a new shooter how to shoot a handgun. Super easy to use, controllable, accurate, and not too bad a price at around $400. So if you're interested, if you've been on the fence about picking one of these up, don't hesitate any longer, guys. It's really a no-brainer. One last note, I have not been paid by anybody to review this gun. I bought this 100% with my own cash. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click that subscribe button. Go ahead and click the bell right beside it so that you're notified every time I post a new video. There's going to be more gun reviews in the future, all kinds of other videos as well. So stick around. Thanks.